don't buy this magnetic keyboard if you don't want the best, one of the most premium 60% custom magnetic keyboards out there. But if you want that, then this might be for you. Let's go ahead and check it out. Now that seems to be the whole kit. Very nice premium quality. I love the unboxing. All of them are pretty secured. All of that you will be needing will come with the box, or at least if you choose to have the whole kit. You don't have to get the case if you don't want to. You can just have the keycaps and maybe the PCB, or maybe you just want the PCB, nothing else. You could also do that. But yeah, I'm very excited to build this keyboard. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started right away. This should be very easy. Let's start with the case, the foundation. Now I got the one with the jungle camouflage color, but you can also get it in midnight camouflage or desert camouflage. First, I'm gonna go ahead and install these silicone stuffs on the contact points of the case and the PCB. Got all of the corners siliconed. Now what's left is these silicone sleeves, kind of. Very easy to install. And yeah, just like that. Now I didn't see any bottom foam for the case, but if you really want some, you can probably cut out some stuffs over here from the packaging. I don't know, this can work probably. But yeah, we're just not gonna use any. But yeah, that's gonna be pretty much it for the case. Now moving on to the PCB. It already came in pre-installed with the aluminum plate with the foam in the middle, and pre-installed Gateron custom gold-plated stabilizers, frost they call it as well. The size and the Type-C positioning should be very similar to the Wooting 60HE, so you could fit this PCB with other cases that are compatible with the Wooting 60HE as well, and of course this is also compatible with the Wooting 60HE, this case. But yeah, one thing I wanna do though is I do not really see any lube in the stabilizers, and you can go ahead and take apart the plate and all that stuff if you want to like really get the lube in there, but I'm just gonna go ahead and like squish my brush in there to get some lube. Now this is not the best way to lube your stabilizers, but you know, if you don't want to take apart the whole PCB and all that stuff, this will help. But yeah, it is quite messy, so sorry about that. But yeah, here is the lube that I used. But yeah, I'm done with the lazy lubing. That should help a little bit. But yeah, now let's go ahead and install the PCB and just like drop it in there. Now use the 6 screws that came in with the case to secure the PCB in. Just make sure that the Type-C is aligned. Then secure the PCB along with the plate and everything, of course. And after that, all 6 screws are secured. Here it is. Now we can install the switches. I got some Jade Ruby switches over here from Gateron, and I kind of gave you guys a little sound test earlier, and they sound amazing. And not just that, they feel amazing as well. They feel very smooth because they're factory lubed. Closed bottom, really love that. There is like very minimal wiggle wobble. It's very stable, and you probably saw it earlier, but there is some like glitters on the transparent top shell. It's like one of the best looking switches. I can definitely see why it's called the Jade Ruby switches. But yeah, here are some specs for those that are interested. Let's go ahead and install them now. And there it is. All of the switches have been installed. The Jade Rubies, they do look amazing. They're very easy to install as well. You know, just a simple push and they just snap in place. And of course, this PCB is also compatible with other Gateron or Gateron-like magnetic switches, so like TTC for example. But yeah, I do recommend getting the PCB with Gateron magnetic switches though, because they do have an amazing discount if you get the PCB with the switches. And Gateron magnetic switches are like one of my favorites. But yeah, now moving on to the keycaps. The keycaps are very high quality, and of course they would fit very well with this full aluminum case. Keyboard, same colors, jungle, team camouflage. But yeah, just like the case, you can also choose 3 different variations for the keycaps. But yeah, these keycaps are see-through if you didn't see earlier already, so the RGB is gonna look amazing. Very high quality, really love the keycaps. But yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and install them. And there it is. All of the keycaps are installed. They look so good. They really fit the keyboard very well. And I cannot wait to see the RGB turned on over here. But yeah, for the final piece, let's go ahead and install this little buckle. It has this very cool design. But yeah, let's loosen it up a little bit. Oh, too much. But yeah, you can actually get very customizable on the position. You can actually also put this on the other side if you'd like, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I'll put it second to the first. Tighten that up. This strap is very high quality, by the way. And yeah, you can see it is very secured in there. But yeah, here it is. Finally completed. Looks so good, bro. And not just the looks, but it feels very high quality. But how does it sound like? Let's have a little sound test. Now, I think that sounds amazing. As expected of the Jade Rubies, they sound amazing. They might actually be my new favorite Gateron magnetic switches. Really love how they feel like and sound like. Very smooth and creamy. And yeah, the little silicone gasket with it, along with the premium full aluminum case, the keycaps, like, they just sound amazing. I think the pre-installed stabilizers also sounded amazing. No rattle at all. The little lubing with it, even though it's kind of lazy and not the best, I think it definitely helped. I have no problems with the sound and the overall quality of the keyboard. It's like one of the most high quality 60% magnetic keyboards I've tried. Really love it. But okay, enough with the sound and the quality. How about the performance? Now, of course, this is a magnetic keyboard. You can adjust the actuation points. It does a rapid trigger and all that stuff. It apparently has a rapid trigger accuracy of 0.004 millimeters, which is crazy. And it's apparently close to human reaction speed limits. It also apparently has esports grade low latency 0.1 milliseconds, as low as 0.07 or 0.08 millimeters. It's increased by 25% compared to the other products, which has 0.125 milliseconds. It also has flagship level waterproofing system, so you know, you might spill some drinks or stuff, it will still work. And who knows, maybe your keyboard got dirty, you know, you can just wash it literally with water. The Type-C port though is not waterproof, so just, you know. But other than that, it also has extreme computing power, 8 independent scanning cores, so it does have a single key 256,000 hertz. That is for single key though, but for full key, it will have 32k hertz scan rate, which I think is more than enough. It also has 8,000 hertz polling rate that we're gonna be testing out later in Keyboard Inspector, and it also has SOCD, I think, all of those different stuffs, but we're gonna double check more in its web-based software. So let's go ahead and plug this keyboard in, and there it is. The RGB, it's pretty bright. As you can see, it is shining through the keycaps. But okay, I have the website where you can buy the whole kit, the PCB, all this different stuffs. Now, to access the software, go ahead and go to an empty tab. Then guess what? Press FN P, it just automatically typed it. Enter that, of course, and let's connect the device. Then after connecting the keyboard, just click this right here. Then here we go. First, we're greeted with the key travel. Let's go ahead and set up the actuation travel and stuff like that. I'm not gonna go to too much detail on my reasons. And dang, you can go to 0, which is 0.004, I'm guessing. But yeah, I already made a separate video on my reasons why I'm setting these stuffs, so I'm not gonna go to too much details. But yeah, since we actually have travel safe zone, I'm just gonna go ahead and set these to like very sensitive. But okay, I'm very satisfied with these settings. You can copy along if you'd like. Moving on to advanced key functions. We have SOCD. Let me set that for my A and D. And you can add more, of course. Yeah. We also have DKS, MPT, mod tap, and follow. I'm pretty sure this is also RDT. And then we have toggle. Pretty much all of the features that you will be needing is over here. But yeah, moving on to switch calibration. So you can auto recalibrate or manual recalibrate. Moving on to switch optimizations, I have the Jade Rubies. Then after that, we have main layer. We can adjust the functions. Then we also have FN layers. We can customize that as well. Very nice. RGB settings. We're in the max brightness. Some are actually in Chinese. Is it because we haven't like fully translated everything? It's just not really translated. I can't really understand this. But yeah, we do have a lot of different effects. Even reactive ones, I think. Yeah, like this one, pointing. I like that. But if you don't like any of these, you can also do your own custom lighting. But yeah, anyways, moving on to the other functions. You can change Windows or Mac, 8000 Hz polling rate, of course, WinKey status, unlock, driver access URL. You can set the slip time. You can also firmware update. Okay, let's check it. A new firmware version has been detected. Okay, let's actually update that. And this might actually reset all of our settings. But okay, I like that we don't have to download anything to update it. And done! Update successful. And yeah, sadly all of my settings did reset. I can easily reset it anyway. And yeah, I'm done resetting my settings. That's pretty much all. The software is very easy to access, very simple. I really like it. Even updating the keyboard firmware, very easy. But okay, this keyboard should be on 8K Hz polling rate. Let's go ahead and test that out on Keyboard Inspector. Now, I'm not 100% sure how accurate Keyboard Inspector is, but for those that are curious on the results, here they are. And yeah, that is pretty accurate. 8K Hz polling rate. Here are the results for those that are interested. Very nice. But yeah, now let's go ahead and test this out more in game.
My ultimate.
Spike down B.
That's kind of stupid.
One
No?
enemy remaining.
Ellie, last Ellie. Chill. Oh, okay.
Come on, let's go!
No! Need to focus, Glow.
My turn. One enemy remaining.
Oh!
One more.
Spike
On top!
down
On
A.
top! Blinding! Come
No,
down!
no, no, no. Nice, 10 HP.
You had your fun. One enemy remaining. Turn.
Hold.
Aim A.
Oh. Oh, yep.
Spike down A. One enemy remaining.
You sure he's not in the lights out.
What is speed?
One enemy remaining.
Oh, never mind.
So after playing and testing with the Gateron GT60 PRO, the Jade Ruby switches, the Keysme aluminum case with the keycaps, the full kit pretty much, here's my experience so far. Now as you saw from the gameplay, it didn't hold me back when I was gaming. I was able to perform my best. It was very responsive. All of the features worked perfectly. The rapid trigger was very responsive. As soon as I lift up the key, it does deactivate. And the low actuation point keys also actuated as soon as I pressed the keys. The SOCD worked perfectly as well. Again, all of the features was amazing. It worked like a perfect magnetic keyboard. Now other than gaming, it was also pretty nice typing with it. I rarely experienced double clicking on the spacebar, and that's on very sensitive settings, by the way. I'm sure that it will disappear, the double clicking, if I just decrease the sensitivity a little bit. But yeah, I have no problems typing with this keyboard or using it for my daily use. I'm pretty used to the FN combination keys, so I don't really have any major problems with the layout. And yeah, I really love how this keyboard sounded like. The Jade Ruby switches just sound so good. They're probably my new favorite Gateron magnetic switches. I sounds so good and feels so good. Very smooth, very stable as well. But yeah, other than the amazing PCB performance, all that stuff, I also want to talk about the keycaps, the materials we used over here. I didn't really have any problems with the keycaps. They just feel very high quality. I really love how they are see-through. And yeah, again, they do fit really well. The case we got over here, the jungle camouflage collar. Now talking about the case, very high quality, full aluminum. It does have some weight. I personally really love the design over here. And the way you kinda install this strap, I think it's very cool. But I do understand that this design might not be for everyone in this color. But yeah, they do have a lot of different colors over here. But okay, let's say you don't like the camo design over here, then just don't get these keycaps. You can buy one from wherever. They're probably gonna be compatible with this keyboard anyway. But okay, let's say you also don't like the case, then don't worry. This keyboard is also compatible with the Tofu Redux, the Holy 60 case. Again, pretty much every Wooting 60HE case. But personally, I think the 3 different case variations that you can get with the GT60 Pro over here will be enough. But at the end of the day, it's gonna be your decision which case you're gonna go for. Because yeah, as I mentioned earlier, you can get this with no case or no keycaps or even no switches. But I think you're gonna miss a huge opportunity if you won't get it with the switches, because again, you get 30% off if you get the PCB with the switches. But yeah, I really like the keyboard. I had an amazing experience with it. I still think that it is one of the best 60% most high quality 60% magnetic keyboards out there, this custom magnetic keyboard kit. But let's talk about the price. Now, if you want to get the GT60 Pro PCB alone, no switches, no case, no keycaps, but I'm sure it's gonna come in with the plate and the foam in the middle. But yeah, for the GT60 Pro PCB with the plate and the foam in the middle, it's gonna be $109. Now, if you want to add switches, again, as I mentioned, you're gonna get 30% off, so perfect time to get them with some switches. But yeah, the cheapest switches you can get the PCB with is gonna be the GT silent switches, and that's gonna add $36.75. But if you want the same Jade Ruby switches I got, it's gonna add $58.8 for the 70 pieces, and that's already 30% off. You're getting a huge discount compared to the original price. If you're gonna buy 70 pieces of the Jade Rubies, it's gonna be around $84, but if you get it with the PCBs, again, it's just gonna be $58.8. Now, moving on to the case, if you want to get any of the 3 variations, it's gonna cost you an additional $118 for the full aluminum case over here. I mean, yeah, it's definitely not on the budget side of things, the case. It's pretty much a little bit more expensive than the Holy 60. But yeah, for the quality you're getting over here, and if you think you really like how it looks like, you like the style of it, then yeah, I would recommend it still. It is pretty premium, but yeah, it is also premium in price. Now, moving on to the keycaps, if you want to add any of the keycaps, it's the full set, 130 pieces. That's gonna cost you an additional $45. That's for any of the 3 variations, which is not a bad price for keycaps. I've seen more expensive ones, especially for a full kit. But yeah, in total, if you want the whole kit like I got over here with the PCB, the Jade Rubies, the aluminum case, and the keycaps, it's gonna be $330. Definitely not on the budget side of things. So would I recommend it? Do I think it's worth it? Well, for the premiumness you're getting over here, the quality, the amazing performance, the amazing experience you're getting, I think it is still gonna be worth it, especially if you really like, again, this keyboard, you're a huge fan of Gateron, and if you just want the best quality custom magnetic keyboard, here it is. Now, if you don't have that budget, then you can get some cheaper switches and not go for the Jade Ruby switches. You can save some money off of that, or just not go for any case and keycaps and get your own. A good alternative case you can fit the GT60 Pro in is the Tofu Redux. That's gonna be around $50. It is also full aluminum. I'm pretty sure it doesn't have a strap and all these different grooves that you'll get over here, but yeah, it is definitely a good alternative and you can save some money. And if you already have some keycaps lying around that you can use, you'll definitely be able to save some money. Or maybe there's some keycaps that you can find that's cheaper than $45. It will probably fit here. But yeah, that's gonna be it for my review of the GT60 Pro, the whole kit with the aluminum case, Jade Ruby switches, the keycaps, amazing quality, definitely one of the best, highest quality custom magnetic keyboard kit you can get out there at the moment. Again, I still think it is worth it. I would recommend it to the right people, especially if you just want the highest quality. You like Gateron, and again, budget is not a problem for you. But yeah, I pray and hope that this video helped you in some way. I'll go and see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to stay grateful, guys, and remember, Jesus loves you. Bye-bye.